All right. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for being here with us. I really appreciate every single one of you just deciding to join us in the AIGA Club. We are really excited to have you guys here, and it's been a while. It's been a while since the AIGA has been really open here in Poly. It's been running for a while still in the Tempe campus, but it hasn't been all that quite there yet here in campus ever since COVID, I believe. I think it was like first couple semesters when it was still open, and then just disappeared for a little while. We're back. So once again, thank you. I'd like to start off by just having you guys introduce each other. So I'm gonna ask you for name, major, and your favorite color as well.
My name is Kalia. I'm a graphic information technology major with focus in web development. My favorite colors are black, blue, and white.
My name is Donovan. You can call me Don. I study GIT, primary focus in design, secondary focus in film, and then favorite color is blue.
My name is Vardhan. I'm doing masters in user experience design. I also am inclined towards the HSC program with the human systems engineering and ergonomics for human factors. And my favorite color is golden.
Perfect.
Hello everyone, my name is Noreen Rizvi. I am UX major and my favorite color is purple.
Hi everyone, I'm Khushbu Seth and I'm from User Experience, Masters in User Experience, and my favorite color is black.
Perfect. I'm Hervey. You probably see my name already a little bit. I am a GIT major with an emphasis in UX, and my favorite color is actually orange. So, with that out of the way, first and foremost, I think I would like to begin by just setting the scene a little bit over with the club. Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me well or not. All right, perfect. For the club itself, a big part of it is that we've been out for a little while and we need officers. We have a couple of roles that need filling, and to be honest, really, it's just that the sky's the limit with us because we don't really have anything to go from right now at the moment. That leaves us a lot of open space for interpretation, really. So whatever we would like to do going forward for the club, we can do it, especially with the COVID pandemic. And I personally believe that during pandemic, a lot of us must have really gone back into our shells, and it's really awkward, isn't it? It's coming back to pretty much a brand new world, and we're all just trying to make friends, make connections, and just try to get the most out of our experience here in university. What that means can tell might be the connection aspect, or it could be building our skills in our resumes, or it may very well be just being a part of the community here that we share similar interests as well. Okay. So says I'm current graduate student from user experience. Make this black. And Diane, JT major was focusing on interaction design, business, and my favorite color is blue. Or let me there, that's better. Yes. One of the things that I would like to cement here with the AIGA club really is just beginning with a sense of community. So this is us as a club, as an organization. So right now it's really small. We are really just setting the rules as to what we do. And part of that is the officers themselves. We're barely starting off, so we don't really set anything in stone at the moment, but I would very much enjoy it if it's, begin setting some expectations on roles. Pretty much all of the roles are available. We have these written down in the Constitution online. I can send over through Slack or the PDF document as well. Closed caption. All right. Doing master's in user experience assignment, my favorite course, great. This is a good one. I might, without a favorite color, that's an interesting one. Well, yes, I'd like to start off with setting officers. I read every single one of your forms, and I must admit that I am rather impressed. Every single one of you has a lot of talent, and that's really one of the things that excites me here in the JP program. It's just the fact that we're surrounded by so many talented individuals, and we could use this platform as a way of gathering all that talent and really spreading those ideas around for people that are interested in UX. We could gather around and see, okay, so what works for UX in a digital environment? What could require a little bit more work? The GIT awards are a way to encourage that level of idea generation. However, I feel like we could put a little bit more on it just by setting ourselves on just doing regular meetings every once in a while, and letting other people know that, hey, by the way, we're here. But yes, so for officers, I would like to ask you guys, which roles are you most interested in?
Oh, me? What would I be most interested in? I don't know, maybe social media, content creation, whatever. Yeah, I'm here for whatever, maybe vice president, I don't know. I'm not here, I'm just here to be part of and networking between you guys and see what you guys know too. So, sure.
Then I ask you to move that around. And in the meantime, I would like to ask you guys, what do you see in AIGA policy? Like, how do you see this club in a few years? That goes for you guys as well. How do you see the club in a few years? Well, or not even a few years, just a few weeks, like what we'd like to see in it.
For me, I think it would be kind of like what you touched on about COVID, kind of bringing people back to their shells. I think if Poly or AIGA Poly was back up and running, it would be a great place for like a sense of community, kind of, even if, people just or didn't want to take the opposite positions or roles. A place where students who are within the GIT major or have that like creative mindset could come in and kind of exercise like their daily skills or just be a part of like cool challenges or I don't know, basically networking and becoming, because there's so many of us. Yeah, I don't know that many of our GIT majors, but there's so much talent in almost every one of our students, or all of them, honestly. And it'd be cool if we were actually a tighter community, because we are our own like small segment, not the creative minds on this campus, but I think I guess you get to see that more often because we have that like design aspect to a lot of what we do. So it'd be cool to just have a place where people can feel comfortable and safe and like actually use their design skills. And then maybe that's what I would hope, at least at the bare minimum.
I like that, I'll piggyback off that.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of pushing that towards the GIT majors. I don't know if it's just because I'm biased, because I'm a GIT major, but it's just, I see that probably is going to be one of the biggest growing majors at ASU, the GIT hands down. So, and just the amount of what's offered in there, you can reach broad range of different amount of kids. I mean, from someone who prints t-shirts to that guy who can make an app. Like that's crazy how big that major gap can be. That it's just like, wow, if we really all, find a good meeting space where it's like, yeah, kids feel comfortable with networking and being able to find skills. And honestly, just being able to come together and be like, hey, I need this guy for this kind of project. And then that's when we got commission work and tons of people who are now able to either get experience with, whatever industry you're in, or even get compensation. Whatever it may be.
Maybe like Fiverr or like.
Exactly. And yes, like ASU 5, that would be perfect.
That would be a really good idea to like generate revenue for the public school. I have some other ideas on further projects, but I would like to set those way later. But I like that, regular challenges, an opportunity to network, pushing towards GIT. I'm really sure that
I swear being in the GIT classes, it was only being brought up like once or twice. I know the first time it was brought up to me, I was like, yeah, no question. So I just know that if that was probably brought up some more in GIT classes, I would, for sure.
not write it down, just you can stick with it. Didn't hear me. So, yes, I would like it if you guys online as well, because just bounce back of like, what would you like to see in the Poly Club? Like personally, you as students, not even as officers, what would you like to see in it?
Can you please describe what exactly the roles we are going to have, like VP secretary? What are the tasks that they're going to undertake?
That's one of the things that I would like to discuss. Well, we set expectations on officers' roles, but just write anything that sounds like interesting to me.
Also, I want to know that what is AIGA exactly? What do we do? What have we been doing in the past? And where do we see ourselves in the future?
So AIGA, I've reached around some of the previous stuff regarding the club here on campus, and also I've tried to reach with the current campus, the current club over the MP, just ask like, hey, what do you guys provide? Like, what do you do here in the club? So, if I remember correctly, AIGA Arizona specifically, because it is a national organization. Here in Arizona, there's a board, right? Kind of like us, kind of the club officers. But with the entire state of Arizona, anything AIGA, that's us.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
So we represent much more on a massive scale.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. AIGA Arizona have like multiple spots around in the state. We are one of those spots, but what I was heading over to was members of those officers for AIGA Arizona. There's a handful that are faculty here in campus. So Professor Christina Carrasquilla, Cassidy Bro, and Professor Paris Fox. All three of them are board members here in AIGA Arizona. Correct.
That's awesome.
It is.
I believe Professor Cassidy just joined ASU is 2 or 3 years back. You're also
I think it's
2
long
years,
time.
I think. I think
More
she's
than
been
a
out a
year.
while.
Like that.
out here
Yeah.
at ASU.
And on her first, kind of like what Herbie was saying, because I did some research, because I didn't even know what
I
AIGA
think
stood
she's
for,
working
but I
since
knew it was
12 years
GIG.
and- I might have missed it.
It's like it's a big
That is absolutely
organization. What is it, like Arts Institute Graphic, wait, I don't.
And also, what I feel that when I came here initially, I did not have much friends out here, and yeah, I was kind of feeling left out and isolated as well. So I think that the GID program will, we can use this to for student engagement, international student engagement with the Americans and from all over the world. And other than that, we can also have some design challenges, as you guys spoke earlier, and we can arrange small prizes like t-shirts, ASU t-shirts or something like that, caps or something, where they are encouraged to come and participate, or free food just like today, right? Yeah, so something like this would definitely help students network, and yeah, it would help students like me because the past semester I honestly I was completely by myself. So yeah, it was a hard journey. So I think that that shouldn't happen to anybody who comes to a new country and they're just like left alone. So that's what I feel.
It's, it's really well. Actually, before I touch on your point, I would like to chat to read the chat as well. So Diane says that I agree with what's being brought up, such as more networking opportunities and design challenges events, especially as someone who is currently job hunting and trying to improve design skills. Ushik says something like a collab session, GIT and UX, make the person learn more than their perspective. Those are really good points.
Can I wanna hop on to what Diane said.
Yeah.
Especially about the part at the end where like job hunting and trying to improve design skills. This kind of comes back to the challenges, but it's a fun way of where we can have like, even before you start taking those GIT and major-based classes, you can start building things that are cool to look at, but also could be used for your portfolio. Whether it was, I think like the years before they may have like sticker challenges or design challenges. I mean, I know there's various focuses and strengths within GIT from like web to photography, but it'd be a cool way to have something to put on your whatever resume
On your
without it
resume.
necessarily being
A GIT.
right or class based.
I'm gonna write this down as well.
So I would like to add on the point of networking, what we could do is like, as we are from the design background, everyone from various kind of measures. So what we could do is like, we could try to understand what are the market trends or what are the industry, what the exactly the industry working into, like the design, latest design trends we could say, and that we could do with the help of few people who are into the industry right now, like some of the alumni who are working into good domains right now in different industry. It could be animation, graphics, UI, UX, communication design, anything it could be. So we could try to meet up with such kind of people and try to understand how the industry works in various domains.
I'm gonna touch on those points first, and then I'll reach yours as well. Organize event, our students improve on our skills and develop professionally. So yeah, definitely. Like one of the things that I saw just from reading your guys' forums is that there's a major trend on three things. Everyone here, just GIT, UX, HSC majors as well. We all really just want to connect with people in a personal level because it's really hard as being a college student. It just the position here that we're in as is, it's already hard enough, even more so alone. Connect with people, on top of that, network in a professional level as well. Just being able to know what's up in the market, like, am I really like that interested in GIT? Do I really want to do this? Or maybe another program would be better here in campus. Learning more about the other majors. What exactly is UX? You tell someone that, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work as a UX researcher. Well, what the hell's UX? Letting people know out there what UX is, what GIT is, HSC is, like all of these acronyms don't really mean to a lot of people. So spreading the word.
Because we all experienced that whenever we were asked from which major you are, and we said UX actually happened with both of us, and they were like, "What is UX? Like, is it like?" They were all shocked when we told them that it's a STEM course. They were like, "STEM course? Okay, we have such course in ASU." So like through this program, we will be able to like promote more of UX and GID and what they are exactly. And when they use website and everything, they don't give so much exposure to that. And we actually do so much for the experience for the users, and they don't like it's very less known UX program. So through this club, we would be able to promote through events and everything, and people will get to know about UX and GID programs and HSC that we have in the ASU.
Yes, definitely. Right, I go back to that. I would like to write this here. All right, perfect. So unfortunately, the professor isn't here right now, but I have had meetings with her before, so one-on-one. The huge thing about AIGA is itself is a huge organization. What comes with this, us, small little group that we are right now, we can pull from these resources as well. Just you were there with Professor Ferris Fox last semester.
Yeah.
He brought in an expert in the field, and she had a lot of experience with InDesign. So what she did over for us is like she brought an expert and she brought her work as well. Just explain a little bit about like what the actual working condition is like, because I mean, sure, we're here and we learn a lot about this stuff, but sometimes we don't really have that experience out in the field. So just hearing what it's like in the real world is really nice. On top of whatever experience we may be able to gain here, or just outside of campus, like what experiences do other AIGA students have that they could tell to other people here at campus? Like, what is it like to run a business?
It's crazy. Stressful and yeah, your day never ends. That's what it's like. It's like going to sleep and then thinking that, oh, and that last thought on your head where you're going to sleep. That's how you know it's your passion to drink. So definitely use that as your guidance on, figuring out where you want to go, your decision. It's keeping you up at night. Probably for you, it is. So that's my experience. So yeah.
This kind of thing, this little tidbit of conversation that we just had, it's a gold nugget for us who have that experience outside. Imagine what something like these 5 seconds could be, but 30 minutes, an hour a week, 2 hours a week, this little conversations outside through social media. We can write this down more thoroughly in the Slack channel, just so that everyone knows what our goals are. I think that was for now.
Absolutely, secretary. Oh, scribe.
Name doesn't really matter. It's right now, as we are all standing, we're on all offices. We don't really have a position. The Constitution is more of a guideline rather than rules. So the fun part about our current situation is that we can bend and twist those rules a little bit, and we can work on that to really make something that is worth experience. Because we just sit down and like write about all of the wonderful ideas, but oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that because like I do social media and I don't do. I'm not a treasurer, so I can't really suggest them on events, or I can't organize something because I'm the secretary. So just, I would very much like to encourage you to think outside of the box and not keep that tag of like, oh, I'm the president. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna like sit down in the chair and like, boss around. We don't have that.
So I think it's more of a voluntary, like you have to fill in each and every role.
Yes, for the most part, but just having like an idea of areas of expertise, that's what I think would be the best work, because working on something that you're passionate, it is not really gonna be work. For social media, a lot of you guys have a lot of experience with social media, be it managing channels or like for example, I know that you work with what's the Tempe Club, right? LGBTQIA plus.
I don't think she.
Cool. But yes, now Diane helps with one of the clubs over. Oh, there. Am I too far away? I'm sorry. Here, let me. Ow. Yeah, I know. Let me get it here. But yeah, I'll sit here in the meantime. But I know that you work with one of the temp clubs, right? You have experience with that.
Yes.
Perfect. There we go. But yes, you guys are free to talk at any given time. No worries. But yes, just working with our strengths would be really great. That sort of experience with the club, experience with merchandise, being like knowing around social media, because I mean, although I'm a GIT major, I don't really care much for social media, and most of the channels that I have are really just there to let people know that I'm there. But just working with everyone's strengths on video, like I know that there's a handful of people that are really talented with video, and that would be really good for helping us push towards the idea of what AIGA is, what UX means, and what's GIP, like all of these things that we can let everyone know here in both the Poly campus and the Tempe campus as well, alongside online. One of the things that Professor Karaskia was mentioning is that we have a very big social media presence. So having activities that we can do kind of like this, but better, on time. Having experiences for the online student would be really helpful. Just having people join us online and having a speaker talk about what their experience is, or alumni. That I really like that idea. The challenges as well, having little challenges. I'm not sure if any one of you guys have taken Professor Karaski's class for the intro. Perfect. Do you guys do the little design challenge, like every once in a while, like, oh, here's 5 minutes to like do an idea, something like that, but for the club, and that would be really nice. Just hey, by the way, here's a challenge for I don't know. Perfect. I know. Favorite color: black, blue, and white. Perfect. Tell me a piece of furniture. Perfect. Design challenge for a brand of office chair that is black, white, and blue. We can post that, just simple exercises, kind of like that, online, and posters, or design the chair itself, because I know that some people are talented with 3D as well. And this kind of activity generates ideas, and you can get to see what other people think, because my idea of the chair doesn't equate whatever your guys' idea of the chair, or like maybe I'm thinking of one of those like lounge leather chairs you just splatter yourself all over, or like a sturdy chair like these. Generation of ideas and allowing for a really safe space to let people know what works and what could use a little bit more work. having that in a non-class setting, I think would be really wonderful because most of us, we're working. Like we're just busy with class and homework and whatnot. So if we do a design challenge for a classwork, we're not doing it for, oh, I'm just doing it for grins and giggles. I'm just doing it because it's fun. We're doing it for a grade. So we're doing either the best we can or as much as we can under the amount of caffeine that we drank. And having a spot where we can just sit down and say, you know, I struggle a little bit with this. How will you work with this kind of situation? Oh, I would encourage you to use a bigger font or make the blue a little bit more bold, that kind of thing. That would be really wonderful. But for now, we are running a little bit out on time. And I'm sure we don't have any meeting after this, like in the building. So if anyone has any questions or anything to add, I would really appreciate your guys' input.
I have a question. Is
Mhm.
there like a, maybe not a specific date, but a goal date that we're going to try and, I guess, relaunch?
Yes.
Or is it AIGA or is it AIGA or is it
AIGA.
Okay, that's what I thought. But someone,
That's the first one I've
Oh.
heard.
someone said that once, and I was like.
I would like to ask you guys one last question. Here, both for you guys online. I know that some of you just didn't have the opportunity to come, but there's these events here on campus called Tabling Tuesdays. Have you guys heard about it? No? Okay, so in front of Union, there we are, in front of Union, every Tuesday, I believe it is from 11:30 to 1. They set tables for all of the clubs here in the Polytechnic campus. What this does is that just people just walking around, they get to know about the clubs, like, oh, here's the drum club or the tabletop game club. Like all of these things that most students aren't really aware of, but just because they're walking, that they get to know about it. So I would like to ask if anyone specifically is available on Tuesday from 11:30 to 1. Perfect, okay, that's
I have a class till 11:45, so after that.
after that, perfect, because I'm taking a class, but the professor's really nice about it, so I could be there till 12, and after 12, if someone could just like come in and tag along, that would be wonderful. Because,
Sorry, Tuesday, 11:30.
yes, Tuesday, 11:30
Wait,
to
so-
1.
Okay.
Yes, the first event of this sort is going to, okay, perfect, so that's 4 of us. All right, good. But yes, the first event of these is gonna be January the 17th. It's the Poly Spring Involvement Fair. And it is like one of the bigger ones. Ideally, I would like to have everything set up by the 17th. If we could have things up and running and like have an idea of what to do and maybe start building up to that social presence. I would really appreciate it if the people that are talented with social media would help me out, spreading the word about, hey, you know, by the way, we're the AIGA Polytechnic Club, and we would be thrilled to have you either online or in person. So just ramping that up to the 17th, I think that would be ideal. However, if we kept, okay.
So I do have some prior experience in volunteering back with CIS in Tempe. So I've done like 2 events until now. So if, yeah, you do want any help from my side for the 17th event, I would sure be there.
And like you mentioned that you have soft skill as a event planning, is that correct?
Yes, I mean, I guess it's a few years back, but all throughout high school, it's part of like, student government and then all of our like funding.
Perfect. college is just high school,
I
but
know,
the students
I
can
know.
drink. It's the same thing. It doesn't really matter.
But, yeah. I can
Perfect.
help it.
Yes, we can work that a little bit further. For now, I would just like to close off with, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time this day to be here in this meeting, and also going forward as officers. I would appreciate your support and thank you for being.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the food.
Do you have any comments, questions, concerns?
There we go, I got our first post for the social media.
Perfect.
I have nothing to say, but thank you for having me. I didn't speak. I chatted mostly, but thank you still.
Yeah, we with most of the campus being online, and that's one of the things that I do like about like the COVID thing. I mean, it was bad, like straight up. It was just horrible, a horrible year for everyone. But there were a couple of things that are good about it, like the work from home thing, hybrid classes. I'm sure that you guys have seen it already with classes that some of the professors allow for Zoom calls, or are a little bit more lenient, at least when it comes to. Thanks for stopping by, Abby. I really appreciate your time as well. But yeah, a lot of professors that are just a little bit more lenient on, oh, you're sick, okay, don't come because you're gonna make us all sick. So having that hybrid presence is really, really important going forward, and not just the few years after COVID. I think it's gonna be really big for us all, like going forward, especially in our fields of being so technologically driven. Having that experience of working in hybrid teams, I think is gonna be wonderful for every single one of us. So thank you for being here as well.
They're missing out on cookie stuff.
That is true. This is bringing a lot of. But yes, do you guys have any questions? Perfect. All right. Without further ado, I would like to adjourn this meeting. Online, thank you for being here. I will see you when I see you.